Hey guys, and welcome into today's video. We are going to be doing an update on Alpine for Q3 earnings, and we're going to be going through the technicals because there's some really important information that I need to bring out to you guys, and a lot of you have been asking me on the channel for this update over the last week. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get anything done until now, and I was planning on coming on camera this morning, and I put on my camera and then I realized I had not charged it since I had last used it, and I had 0% battery. So unfortunately, we are going to have to do with this screen recording today. If you are new, again, welcome inside. Just a quick 10 seconds. Go down there and be sure to smash that like button at any point if you find value. That really does help out and support the channel. And also make sure that you guys are subscribed so that you get future content like this, especially if you are an Alpine 4 shareholder, because we update Alpine 4 every single week and it's one of our channel favorite stocks. If you would like to know access to anything that I'm buying and selling, especially what I'm doing with the stock, which I love to update on a weekly basis, then be sure to check out the link below to the private Patreon. So guys, let's get started. Alpine 4 had released their Q3 earnings over the last 2 weeks, and revenue had grown by 23% from Q2. Now that is always something that you want to look for, guys. If the company is growing over quarters, you know, about 10-15% each quarter, then again that is good. If it's growing over 23%, then again that is fantastic. That's what we want to see. We want to see that acceleration in innovation coming through. We want to see that growth of 20% or more. That is something that we are looking for, and they have achieved exactly that, 23%. Now they had a net profit of 2.48 million for the quarter, so still very low. There is a lot of room for this stock to grow. And as we know, their subsidiaries, they have recently updated their website. If you haven't checked out their website, guys, then be sure to go on it because it is completely new compared to the last time that I had gone onto their website, which I really like. This company have subsidiaries in almost every single industry you could possibly imagine. And so many companies, guys, right now have really struggled financially through the times of COVID. And not only that, but they have really struggled, guys, with, of course, those labor shortages. And something that I love about this company, guys, which does say further down here on the earnings update, was the fact that Kent was referring to many competitors struggling to bring the materials in to make their products because there has been a lot of supply chain shortages. But this company, guys, kept on their industry. They kept all of their staff on. They raised over 50 million in capital through share dilution, and they have a very strong cash position right now. Now, if we go onto the balance sheet again, you can see that we are sitting with total assets now at 97 million, which again is over 57 million from the previous year in December 2020. We do have a lot of liabilities there against them at 47 million, but again, that number has gone down from the last year, and we have a ton of cash on hand. So I really like the growth of this company where we are going, and we have also been selling off on the technical charts, which I will update shortly. But coming back onto here, it's really important to review what Kent says for the future of Alpine 4, and again what the outlook is moving forward, because again there's no good investing in a company or a business. You have to ignore the noise of what the stock and share price is doing. You have to think of it as a business. Where is this business going? Are they growing? And where are they going to be in the next 5 to 10 years? So is it worth putting your money in? Now they are in fact in aerospace and defense. That again, they are also in construction services and again in manufacturing. So the company is, you know, in all major segments of technology, and this is why I really love this company. They have recently come onto the NASDAQ, which is going to allow the institutional investors great insight, and again they are now going to be able to start buying into these shares. So this was a really big thing that happened this quarter, guys. In fact, we all know, especially if you are an Alpine 4 shareholder and you are someone that watches this channel closely, how much we have been waiting for this NASDAQ update, and we finally got it in this last quarter, and he is saying that it is a great honor that it is finally here with us. So what is the next step for Alpine 4? Let's have a quick look at the revenue for 2020 of Q3, when we were in fact producing around 8.72 million, because the company's overall revenue grew by 14.13 million in Q2, and it went all the way to 17.39 million in Q3, which represents, guys, nearly 100% growth year over year. So the company is absolutely accelerating inside their revenue, which is absolutely fantastic. That is something that we are looking to see. Is the company growing quarter over quarter, year over year? And that is some absolutely enormous growth, which again for a growth company is exactly what we are looking for. Again, this is all driven from Kent Wilson himself. have. You have to remember that if you're looking to buy any type of business model on the stock market, guys, to ignore that short-term price action confirmation of whatever the stock is doing. It is not about always looking through the technicals on the charts, but it's also about understanding if in fact the revenues are doing extremely well every single quarter, if they do in fact have a good CEO, if the company does have a good leader, in which case we know that Ken Wilson is a fantastic leader. Their Twitter page, which has, you know, lots of followers, we've got 16k followers on here, continues to pump out positive news every single week. I love how this company are growing and accelerating and interacting with all of their shareholders. Ken has been so honest with us from day one with everything that he has been doing, and he really does continue to push the growth of this company forward. And it takes a company, guys, a long time to get established, but it also is very heavily dependent on their leader. So this is why I love Alpine 4 as a stock to have inside my portfolio for the long term, because I know that once we do start to hit that side of profitability for the long term, guys, we are going to do great, especially once we get that European expansion, which I know is where Ken is working towards next. Now, if we go on to gross profit, we can see that Morris Sheet Metals, in fact, and Excel Fabrication continue to have suppressed gross profits due to the escalating prices in steel for the first 3 quarters of the year. So that's something that obviously was a negative impact of them, and if it was not for that, they would have had even higher revenues, guys. But they did have improvements from Q2 and Q1 of 2020, of course, in all of their other subsidiaries. So that is something obviously just to take away. And the net profit, guys, in Q3 of 2021 represented a huge leap forward in our net profitability, which is fantastic. The company netted out 2.48 million in profit for the quarter, and the 4 more significant contributors to this gain in Q3 of 2020 were, of course, G&A expenses dropped by 814,000, and the interest expenses doubled to 678,000. So again, they did pay off a lot of their debt and loans, and as we know, they were investing aggressively inside their research and development to push this company forward. So that is where a lot of obviously their back losses went. But the balance sheet, guys, is something that we are looking at very aggressively. And again, we can see that they have a bright spot of success as the company holds a fantastic balance sheet, and that is something that Ken has always strived to have. Their total assets base swelled down by 3.8 million in Q3, and the company continues to use its cash to provide to their subsidiaries with the best competitive position it can. And as we know, their inventories level grew, and of course they have extremely great subsidiaries inside their business, and again their competitors are lacking in that structure because again of the lack of labor shortage. So the company, in closing, look forward to 2022 and all it will bring. And I know that I have said this before, but we are only just getting started as our future as a company looks bright. Fantastic, lovely positive note there from Ken Wilson, the founder, president and CEO of Alpine 4 Holdings. So guys, what am I doing with my stock? So guys, I have been waiting for this opportunity to hit the 50 and 100 day moving averages around the $3 price mark and below, because this is something that I said if we do come down to $2.5, this would be a very strong buy for me. So anything around this area, guys, is in fact a fantastic place to load the boat for the long term. We have fantastic support around this area, and again we are now kind of coming into that 50 area on the RSI, so hopefully we can expect a nice upward trend back up to the 70-80 range, which would see us pin buying between, of course, that 50-day moving average and of course the 21-day moving average. So right now, I'm going to be putting out some alerts in the Patreon for what I am doing, and again when I am planning to in fact sell this stock. If you would like access to anything below that I am doing with the stock, then be sure to join the link to the private Patreon. But I do think that at these levels, guys, we do have a nice place of entry, and again I am looking for some further volatility in this stock to take full advantage of over the long term as we start to have that expansion into Europe, which is something I know Ken has spoken about in the past where he is looking to go, and again we start to have a higher side of profitability moving forward. So overall, guys, I think that we did have a very strong quarter. I love where this company is going. We have continued growth, and again we have continued transparency, which is very, very important when again you are investing in a stock. We can find all of their information on their website, again in the investors SEC filing news, and again if you go to 10K filing, you will be able to find and upload this page, guys. There is absolutely tons. There is almost like 100 pages pages on here. So if you want to go and burn through that in your free time, then feel free. Unfortunately, I do not have that much free time to cover a lot of the stuff in there that I would like to. But this was just your quick 12-minute update on Alpine 4 earnings. If you did enjoy this, then please be sure to go down there and let me know below in the comments. Also, don't forget to give this video a big fat like for me and make sure that you are subscribed. I look forward to seeing you guys inside the private Patreon if you would like to support me or the channel in any way. And I look forward to seeing you back on my content soon for some more content on investing. Ciao guys, and I'll see you in my next video.